Nick, you've been quietly whispering this all along, that the Steelers are your favorites in the AFC, but should they definitely be considered? I mean, they and the Patriots have the same record.
Steelers are the best team in the NFL. So, yes, they should be the favorites in the AFC.
Okay, wait a second. Based on what, though? Like,
based on...
Because you're a numbers guy. You're which numbers typically lead you to facts. How are the Steelers the best? Inform Jenna and I.
Okay.
As uneducated
people.
So,
would you say the Steelers' strength is their offense or their defense?
Their offense.
Okay. I'm so glad you said that. That was a big risk by me, but you said exactly what I'd hoped you would say. Right now, the Steelers, second in the league scoring defense, second in the league points per drive given up against, fifth in the league total defense. The defense right now is carrying them. And their offense, 20th scoring offense, 10th total offense. I fully expect, and with good reason, that offense only to get better. They still have Big Ben. They still have Le'Veon Bell, who's rounding into form. They still have Antonio Brown. All of a sudden, Juju Smith-Schuster looks like a legitimate weapon, and Martavis Bryant's back knowing he's not being traded. So a team that we thought was going to be carried by their offense has been, go ahead and take that.
Let me borrow this.
Has been carried by their defense.
Let me see
a defense that they have spent 5 consecutive first-round draft picks on, and a defense that is rounding into form as well. So the Steelers, everyone that watches the show knows Nick Wright picked the Giants to go to the Super Bowl. Very few people know who Nick Wright picked to lose to the Giants, to beat the Giants in the Super Bowl. That is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've been big on them all year. Now that Big Ben's over that Jacksonville game, I'm even higher on them now. What are you trying to look at, CC?
I was trying to look at the quarterbacks that they might have faced because to see if the numbers were a little skewed. The numbers aren't skewed. They didn't play against a bunch. So that avenue, bums, as I like to call them. But so that avenue is not available. But I do understand. You make a great point about their defense. Coming into the season, when are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to get back to Blitzburgh and playing great defense? When are they going to get corners that can cover? When are they going to be able to get after the passer? Those have been the question marks about the Steelers. They have provided some answers. Typically, why do we say that offense, if they're the best unit? Because they have all the big names. But their offense has ADD. They can't concentrate. Are they going to throw the ball? Are they going to run the ball? Are we going to get Martavis? Are we going to get him the football? AB just complained. Let's get back to him. So that overall continuity, I believe, will be worked out, especially now that we've gotten past the trade deadline. But the truth of the matter is, head-to-head, and I know I'm the guy that taught you this, there is no carryover from last season to this season. But, Jenna, Big Ben and Tom Brady have faced each other 9 times. All right?
Yeah, the answer is probably Patriots. I'm not even sure what the question
Patriots
is.
won 7 of those. So 7 times Big Ben went back home with a black eye.
I can help you. I can make that sound even better for you.
Go ahead.
Big Ben, in games between Big Ben and Tom Brady, Big Ben has only won once since 2005. So once in the last 12 seasons.
I wasn't going to go for the killer chokeout because we need you for the rest of the show. All right? So
up and down the roster, on offense, defense, special teams, almost everywhere but quarterback, yeah, you're right. It looks like the Steelers have the advantage over the Patriots. But there's a reason that Ben Roethlisberger keeps getting asked about the Patriots all the time, and that the Steelers keep getting asked about the Patriots and about this AFC matchup, even though they're not playing for another couple weeks. They can't beat this team, even though they are seemingly, on paper, are a better team than the Patriots.
Well, listen, but the teams that have played in the past are not the teams playing this year. And what I know is this. The Steelers have 2 guys.
Are the coaches the same?
Man, I really like Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin is a great head coach.
Yeah, me too. I like Mike Tomlin. But in a head-to-head against Bill Belichick, I'm going to take Belichick.
Okay, yeah, if there were no players involved, sure. If it was just...
Well, what is Tomlin's record against Belichick?
Oh, it ain't. It's similar to Big Ben.
Oh, okay.
Great, I understand that. But these are different teams with different situations. Right now, this is what I know. On offense, the Steelers have not 1, but 2 guys who would be far and away the most skilled player on the Patriots outside of the quarterback. Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown. On defense, the Steelers have 4 guys that'd be the Patriots' best defender now that Dante Hightower's gone. Cameron Hayward, Stephon Tuitt, Ryan Shazier, who might win NFL Defensive Player of the Year, and a low-key underrated signing this offseason, Joe Hayden. The Steelers have Pro Bowl level guys at every level. And when you were looking at the schedule they had played, CC, what's most interesting to me is the schedule the Steelers have coming up, because I look at it and I say, oh, They have their road games at Indy, at Cincy, at Houston. We thought they were going to have a tough game against Green Bay. That's not a tough game anymore. The Steelers have a 13-3 season written all over them, and the game against New England in Pittsburgh.
Now, if you tell me that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to finish 13-3, and they win the head-to-head, all right? They beat New England head-to-head. They have that advantage. So they have home field advantage. They have a bye. Now, there's 3 teams in the AFC we're worried about, right? We all admit Kansas City, Pittsburgh, New England. This is the important thing for Pittsburgh. They do not have a great matchup against New England unless they play at home, all right? So they need home field advantage. Now, they match up well against Kansas City. So
very well.
Pittsburgh has a similar record to Kansas City as New England has against Pittsburgh. So these games now, as we get past Halloween, each game becomes very important because you do not want to go to Foxborough in January, and based on the matchups and the way the Steelers play, because the Steelers can be a Jekyll and Hyde home and away too. So if the Pittsburgh Steelers finish 13-3, I do believe they have an advantage over New England. But if you talk about head-to-head, a neutral site, I'm going to take New England because they've had so much success against Pittsburgh and the style of defense. Now, Pittsburgh hasn't had the secondary to go against New England like they have now. So I am in agreement with you on that. But this is going down the wire for a close matchup. Now the games become really important.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.